Hello and welcome to the poll list. How's everyone doing? Hope you've been keeping up on your comic book reading. I sure as hell have not. I wish I have. Way too damn busy. How's everyone doing? Brett! Poll list, poll list, poll list. That's what we're gonna do, man. We got a nice... Last week's poll list nearly killed me, dude. Nearly killed me. That was nuts. Thank the Lord and thank we're all right. That's good, man. That's good. I was gonna say thank you AmazingComics.com for my discount. It's a well-known discount. All you have to do is have a poll list. So if you have, I think, 10 or more items on your poll list, you get 20% off. So it freaking saves me every single week, man. How are you? Did you survive episode 4 of The Acolyte? No joke, my review was almost as long as the actual episode. It was pathetic, man. I'm so sorry to say. It's sad to say, man. Isn't that crazy? I think it's crazy. It's weird. One of my RAM is not... One of my RAM isn't going with the flow here. It's kind of funny. It's tripping me out. I did survive episode 4 back on the rails, but it could easily be derailed again. Back on the rails? I mean, I guess. You know. It does have rails. I'll say it does. My problem that I have with it is, well, you know. It's not, in any regards, it's not quality. It's not quality. That's the saddest part, really. That's the saddest part. How's the music? Is it too loud? There we go. Might be a little bit better. What do you like about it? What are you digging the most about it? I'll do rainbow. It's kind of nice. Let's go speed here. I didn't have any issues with episode 4. I haven't seen your review yet, though. Oh, no worries. No worries. Basically, I just said that it's like a nothing burger. Like, it's crazy because another... Yeah. Like? Not a lot. I just think it's fine, inoffensive, standard offering. Yeah. I think it's below standard, honestly. Did you see the trailer for the new Peacock show taking place in Rome? We can watch that one. Oh, God. Rome Peacock show. Those about to die. I wonder if they'll claim me if I do this, but let's do a little reaction to this. This actually is kind of cool. No weird chants or child actors. Yeah, that does help a lot, huh? I am gonna make one of my alerts power of many. I think I'm gonna do that. It's really easy to do. I can make the alerts do whatever you want, you know? So, like, when something happens, someone subscribes while we're live, they go, power of many. I may have just ruined the surprise. Shh, you didn't hear it from me. But let's watch this real quick. So this is from Peacock. And I want you to look at the quality. Sure, this might be like one episode. But I want you to look at the quality of the production that you see here versus what you're getting from Disney. I would actually love that. Dude, I'm going to do it. That this weekend, that's one of my missions. It won't take long at all. I got Streamlabs all set up. I can change it out pretty quickly. But watch this real quick. And if you hear the fan, it's hot in here. I'm sorry. Try to keep it down. Okay, here we go. So this is a new show, Those About to Die, taking place in Rome.
Life is of little value in Rome. Living in the shadow of the rich and powerful. But all of this is about to change.
Soon I shall cross the kingdom of darkness. But nothing is more important than protecting our beloved Rome. Our enemies in Rome are dangerous.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king.
By the way, poor Anthony Hopkins. That's his name, right? Hopkins? I'm sorry, I've been up since 4. Hopkins. I feel like he's on a bunch of shows, huh? Like, no shade to him. Get your money. But, like, I mean, I guess he just had to show up for Rebel Moon for just, like, a couple of VO sessions, so they probably just gave him lunch. Hey, Anthony, can you just get lunch? And, yeah, of course, I will do these lines, yes.
My children have been taken from me.
You need money. Lots of money.
I will find a way.
I will be master of these games. I know what
He's
they crave,
easy prestige,
and I can
yeah, he
devise
is.
entertainment that will feed that craving.
Although I do love him as Odin in Thor 1. I do love him in that movie. I think that's freaking bomb.
My son, show them you can fight. Then we will see each other again.
Look at me now, they can't hold me down. So give me the crown.
20 years ago, I scavenged. One beating taken, one beating given, one ugly errand at a time. I thought you were dead. I'm gonna take everything from you. Anything can happen. Even plebeians like us might rule this city.
Make way for the king.
The moment is upon us. Kill or be killed.
Yeah, that guy from Misfits, yep. Those About to Die. It's kind of cool. So I saw that, and, you know, it kind of looks like it does the same, looks like it kind of has the piss filter from 300 and stuff. It kind of does have the piss filter a little bit. But, I mean, just look at, I don't know. When I compare, maybe it's because they're in Rome and that's it. They're able to shoot it effectively. But everything on the Acolyte, man, it just seems so cheap. It just seems so cheap, and that's the saddest part for me. And I'm trying to push the reported budget out of my head, because that may not be true. That may be true. It may be more expensive, but man, I don't know what you mean. Another Game of Thrones wannabe. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's another Game of Thrones wannabe, but I mean, like, it could be like another Spartacus wannabe, honestly. Did you ever watch Spartacus Blood and Sand? That looked like trash, man. I'm just saying it looked better. I think it looked better than Acolyte. Comparison is the thief of joy. Maybe evaluate Acolyte on its own merits, man. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I'm gonna watch the trailer for that real quick. I guess it is. We haven't seen that shot yet. I'm going through the Acolyte trailer again. I hated that thing. Oh, I didn't like that part either. It's crazy because a lot of these shots are just like one thing. We haven't seen that yet. Saw that. No one is safe. We just saw that. All this naivete is making you like these wayward Jedi, letting your affinity for the series, the Force, sour and turn you into hatred. Mirroring the Republic era Jedi. Aww. Yeah, kind of. I think next episode we're gonna have that fight. What are you? Maybe he's the acolyte the whole time. Huh? What do you guys think about that? No, I'm still theory crafting. I just think that it's not where it should be. My affinity for the series. My affinity, yeah. I've always said Star Wars fans deserve better. That's what I'll say for sure. Star Wars fans are some of the most crazy, in the weeds lore people, and I think they deserve better. I do. I think they do. They're dedicated, man. They are so dedicated. They have an entire convention just for Star Wars. Like, they deserve a better class of criminal. Let's go to new comics. Let me look at here. I'm not signed in? I get it. I get it. Always being a sourpuss. I get it. I guess it's tiring. Do you feel like they're being teamed up on too much? Unfairly? I have a theory. I think the plastic feel and whack production is intentional, reflecting the Jedi of this era because they're fake. Do you like the nuance? Do you like the nuance of the Jedi? Like nuance as in like they're highly political. I think it's really crazy that the High Council doesn't get informed. Like not one Jedi broke rank from that entire small council and talked to them. I mean, that's the whole point of this show too, is like for us to kind of deep dive into the stuff. Like that's why you do a weekly release, you know? You do a what? Marked red. I don't think I marked that one red. That's weird. But that's why you do a weekly release, in my opinion, so that way you can have kind of people theory crafting and talking about stuff. I don't think Jedi a nuance. I think there's a nuance in the Force. And the Jedi represent one way to interact with it. I can see that too. I mean, you got Night Sisters. I guess it's just the quality of the witches that you got. I mean, I wish they were something else. I wish they were not like witches per se. Oh, I clicked on an ad. Because we already have witches, you know. I think they could have come up with something a little bit better rather than just calling them witches again. Maybe there's multiple witches, like, you know, the good witch and the bad witch, or the wicked witch of the east or the west. I think the witches approach the Force as threads is interesting. It's different. But the thing is, we've met cosmic forces. You know, we've met these beings with the cosmic force. With, like, the father, the brother, and the sister. And I think that clouds even more so what the actual Force is when we have somewhat of an explanation of what the Force is. You know what I mean? From that. Them being Night Sisters was very disappointing. I don't even think they're Night Sisters, dude. I think they're just witches. I think they're called witches. I don't think they're Night Sisters. They use a different type of magic. Because Night Sisters use the Force. From my understanding, they use the Force just in a different way versus calling it something else. You know what I mean? I can look it up, though. I can see if the Night Sisters call it something else. I mean, they freaking, you know, gave a buff to Savage Opress. They gave a +5 attack buff to him. So like, you know, there's some wacky shit that happens with the Force, 100%. I'm not saying that. And if they introduced a new type of magic to the Force, I think that would be fine. I think the whole point of redefining what the Force is the biggest issue with Episode 3. In that regard, of course, you know, I've been thinking about Episode 3 too a lot. It could be like I said in the video, a certain point of view. We could just be seeing, you know, Osha's point of view when she's leaving. So, how are all the witches dead by the time they're running through with Saul? By the time Osha's running through with Saul? How are they all dead if not May killed them all? There's a possibility that the Jedi went and killed all the witches, and then he saved her because she was hidden from the actual fact that they killed them. I think the Jedi leave the Night Sisters alone, though, right? In Clone Wars era? Don't they leave them alone? I mean, they kind of fight, I guess. They're dark side users, right? I don't know. They know where they live. It's not like they couldn't annihilate them. You think the Jedi attacked? I thought so too. And it was kind of sketchy. Like they set it up that like there's people like, and there was the Jedi hiding in the rafters when the Zabrak lady, I forgot her name, was up there. Oh, I thought Blow Away. Remember that comic? I didn't get issue number 2. I missed it. God damn it. I'm gonna have to look for that one. 6 out of 6 liked it. I'm gonna have to look for that one. Blow Away 3. I'm gonna add it. I'll look for that over the weekend. So you think the Jedi attacked? Yeah, I thought so too. And then who do you think the Master is? Do you think it's what's his name? Queenit? Kinnit? Or do you think it's the Zabrak mom? Really think the show will stop looking like a sitcom after a big reveal? Indara? Is that her name? Master Indara. You think it's Indara? But she's dead. By a kitchen knife. A butter knife. You think it's Indara? Honestly, when you hear the speech from the Master, quote unquote, it does kind of sound like her cadence, huh? It sounds like her cadence. I have to remind myself these names. Or she's not dead, she dies, goes into hiding, follow Chimere and May. Perfect plan. Yeah. Perfect plan. Except the part where May kills you. Are you saying that because that's what makes the knife in the chest kind of believable? And that's why she keeps asking her to kill without a weapon? Why is she asking... Why is the Master asking May to kill the third Jedi without a weapon too? That, I didn't even think about that. Why is this now the second Jedi without a weapon that the Master wants her to kill without it? I was thinking it's gonna be like, you killed the first Jedi with a weapon. Now I'm gonna take your weapons from you. You can't kill with a weapon. Okay, I can't do that. Now you just passed. Now you need to kill a Jedi by something else. This is your trials. You're trying to become a part of this organization.
Trying to become a part of this organization, you need to do some steps.
Misunderstanding without a weapon. I getcha. May's job is to kill a Jedi that doesn't have a weapon. So that's what that means? Kill without a weapon? That's why she goes for the saber? That's why she goes in the saber in the first thing? I will never understand why May didn't take Indara's lightsaber. I'll never understand that. I will never understand that. Blade or laser have no effect on the Jedi. Wait, steel or laser? We found... what? We found out in episode 4? What happened? Did I miss it? Her heart isn't in the plan. Her sister changes things. Yeah? What's up, Lewis? How are you, man? We're just talking a little bit of the Acolyte. Yeah, I know that she changes the plan. And her heart isn't in it now. But I mean... does that mean that... I just don't understand how... the first Jedi, she was allowed to use a weapon, but now she isn't? And missing the plot? I don't think I'm missing the plot. He even, what's his name, says that, how are you going to kill a Jedi without a weapon? I said his name a million times this morning and I forgot it again. May can use a weapon. The Jedi has to be the one without a weapon. Huh. In the days of thunder. Ooh, I really fudged this up. There we go. Oh, and also what happened to, sounds like they can't even commit to a plotline of character development. She has to kill a defenseless Jedi. I get that part. I get that part. I'm trying to remember what her friend was saying, like, how are you gonna do it? Kill without a weapon. So he even is questioning the mission. And you're saying that she has to kill a Jedi that doesn't have a weapon. I think they're committing just fine. I just don't think it's very good. It's just fine. It's 5/10 show I've ever seen. Yeah. No, that's not the part. Where's the part? Is it when they land? Yeah, it's this part. How do you... wait, right here. So are you thinking that he's even misconstruing it? Is that what you mean? He is misconstruing the instructions too? How do you kill a Jedi without a weapon? Question mark. It has to be some sort of test, right? Question mark. You engage unarmed, but you can't... they can use their saber to disarm them? Slow turbo short wish to watch. You engage unarmed, but can you use their saber if you disarm them? Question mark. Or is that cheating? Question mark. So maybe I am confusing it. Just curious how you're doing it this time. You failed so much. What a weird line. You failed so much. I thought that was out of pocket from him. How has he failed? She's got 2 Jedi dead. I think Pampatan is the question whether using his Force Lightning. Yeah, exactly. You freeze to watch but have an opinion? Come on, bud. Reviewing trailers or reviews? Yeah. I say watch it, Lewis. You won't lose too much time. But you know what I mean, dude? Or is that cheating? I'm curious how you're gonna do it this time. You've failed so much. Got me there. That's true. That's true. I didn't fail. I killed Indara and I killed Torben. That's true. I think it's vague and misleading on purpose. It's a why done it instead of a who done it. Huh. Yeah. but you killed them your way? Question mark. You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon. That's what I'm saying. So are they telling you, is this guy even telling you falsalities? Your master wants you to. What kind of deal did you make with him? So they already changed. They're even confused about the rules. And then she changes the subject to, what kind of deal did you make to him? Sounds confusing. Yeah, it's probably because I'm explaining it. This sheen, the fact it looks like a soundstage is a bad chance. The missing pieces, yeah. Yeah. At least this part looks like it's filmed on the side of a hill. At least like a hiking trail, which is cool. I give it to them. I've never seen his face, have you? No, I haven't. He's kind of brushing it off, and then he goes, "Oh look, there's a perimeter." No, I haven't seen him. Look at the crows. Look at the squirrels. Look at the squirrels, guys. I can't believe my sister's Jedi scum. It's either bad on purpose, right? Or it's genuinely just worse looking than any other Star Wars show entry in the last 5 years. Which is weird because they were hyping it up like we didn't use the what do you call it? The screens. We didn't use that, you know? We used real sets and everything, but I'm like, dang. I know you say comparison is the death of joy. While I agree, I think comparison in this regard is more so, look what you can do with the correct artists on board. Thief of Joy. Yeah, whatever. It's okay. I would say, if it's from the same studio, you kind of expect the same, especially it's the same universe. So do you expect the same quality, the same stuff? Like, when you watch Andor, compare it to Boba Fett compared to this is closer to Boba Fett, in my opinion. But if I'm probably being super duper critiquey because I don't like the show, but like I said, the rules aren't explained very well. I guess it never was. Just don't think it's genuinely terrible. Like Echo is my low bar. Echo was a Frankenstein monster, dude. You can tell that was all over the place. That was all over the place. That could be a new GIF. Solo is Star Wars story used some real locations and still looked cinematic. Dude, I actually when Solo came out, the only part I didn't like was the redhead chick who is like the proto rebel. Boba Fett is a better contrast. Yeah, that's true. I think so too. I think Boba Fett is a closer comparison here versus Andor. You're getting a cinematic, and like what Lewis said, Solo even. Like when you watch Solo, that's on a better scale. That's on a better scale. Wasn't Echo rushed? Echo had crazy reshoots, I believe, that were taking place a lot later. I think they were holding on to it for a while. I do believe they were holding on to it for a while. Should I do a retrospective review on Solo? Andor isn't just good Star Wars, it's one of the greatest TV shows of all time. Ooh, Brett up there with that. That is a stamp on the name, huh? Well, hopefully season 2 can follow that up, you know. Not to compare again, but you know, we have high expectations now. Versus before we had low expectations, and honestly, like again, it kind of took me a real solid try to watch it over again. But Andor is the easier 10 out of 10 for sure. How do you feel about Solo? I think this dude did a good job. Alden Ehrenreich, I think he did a good job with that. They should try to aim for similar quality. Like, yes, they should. I 100% agree. That was their promise. They said we're going to come out with TV shows that were movie quality. Movie quality. I can try to pull up the quote. I think Kathleen Kennedy said it. Movie quality TV shows. So my thing about Solo was, at least it's a character that we love. And I actually did like all the characters in it. I'm trying to think back to it. The part I hated was Maul. The Maltese. Stop igniting your lightsabers to let me know you're a Sith. I'm good. Stop igniting your lightsabers. You're on a phone call with somebody and you ignite your lightsaber and twist it around. We get it. You like this cameo, but I don't think they're gonna follow up on that. Yeah, I don't think so either. And it's cool that they connected the dude who does his voice and what's his name. Plus, it's connected to Rogue One, which is the best modern Star Wars movie. I kind of wish, looking back too, that there was more of a connection. Was there more of a connection? We had the Proto Rebels, which was the Ginger Lady. Wow, 2018. Sam Witwer, yes. How could I forget? I follow a Star Wars YouTuber, and he makes a lot of views off of Sam Witwer content. He just reposts interviews that Sam Witwer does with some captions, and he gets like millions of views. It's pretty funny. Yeah, and Ray Park. Yep, those two working together was really cool. He was also Being Human. Yeah, he was the vampire, right? I heard that show was good. Yeah, Sam Witwer is a real one, dude. If they gave the reins of Star Wars to anybody, it's Sam Witwer. He schooled... I don't know. How do you guys feel about Dave Filoni still? Probably a little hokey now. Yeah, it's the early 2000s sheen. It's the early 2000s sheen. Because Sam Witwer schooled Dave Filoni. Well, you know, lore was meant to be broken. Which I... And then the other part, too, that I'm having problems with, let's say, new Force powers, right? How do you guys feel about new abilities through the Force being created? Do you feel like that would... I think even if you did it faithfully, to what George wanted and all this other stuff, I still think you'll get attacked. Dave Filoni is fine, but he's too new to live action. He is. They need to hire somebody that can help him, for sure. Wants to do the Star Wars... Does his Star Wars, not George Lucas wanted to do, yeah. Supposedly, he still calls up George and asks him questions. I'm not sure if that's true or hogwash. You know? I need to rewatch Solo. I think I'm going to download it. I have a plane ride. Okay, a little bit of show notes. I don't think we're going to do the pull list. Actually, what time do I come back next week? Let me see. I have a trip next week, but I think I get back early, so it's possible I could do a pull list. Let's see. George Lucas mentor Filoni? Yeah, he did, but Filoni kind of takes a travel advisory? He takes liberties. Oh, that's Texas. Oof, there's a travel advisory for Texas. I'm going there in July. Let's see. Sacramento once again. I'm gonna maybe do the hotel room review again. $250, so that's good. I should be able to do the pull list next week. Alright. That's gonna be a long day, guys. That's gonna be a long one. Dave Filoni is Lucas's protege. He's the man for the job for sure, but he's still green when it comes to live action. I already read that one. Yep. Yeah, I need to rewatch Solo. I think the dude that they got to play Chewie did a great job. He had a lot of the, quirks. Are you a back-end dev marketing? So I am, I'm kind of a back-end dev. I'm in charge of the developers. And I'm in charge of administrators for a website. I sort of wish he would chill out with Ahsoka. I like Ahsoka, but not my favorite character. He's so afraid. He's never gonna kill her. He's never gonna kill her. Not saying you have to. I'm gonna try to find the quote. But I could have sworn she said that they're going to be movie quality TV shows, Kathleen Kennedy, or movie quality TV shows, Star Wars. I don't know, man. I think Solo looked good. I think Solo had everything going for it that it needed. I think people really hated The Last Jedi. And again, I walked out of the theater of Last Jedi like, whoa, that was crazy. But then that's when you start thinking about it, like on the drive home, that's when you have a lot of questions. Didn't Feige say the same thing with Marvel? Maybe I'm mixing them up. You're right, Lewis. Maybe I'm mixing them up. Let me see. One of them said it. One of them said movie quality TV shows, but again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm taking someone's word for it. I don't know. And yeah, you're right, Brett. I need to stop being so pessimistic and just take it for what it is, but yeah. Just a lot of questions, man. Didn't really like The Last Jedi when I watched it in theaters. I liked it a lot. But I think with what's his name? Freaking Rian Johnson. I got captivated. If you guys watch my Rogue One review, the visuals are my favorite part of Rogue One. It's beautiful. So Rian Johnson is a good cinematographer. He knows how to set up shots, and the cameras he was using, the way it was filmed, I like the way it looks. I guarantee it. The problem is with the story. Last Jedi was the best of the sequel trilogy. Noxious Star Wars fans are just loud and annoying. Rian Johnson was cooking. He was. He is a great visual artist. Gareth Edwards, yes, a good visual artist. He is. He is a good director too, and he comes from from VFX. So that's where you can really see him. He works well with the VFX team. That's Gareth Edwards' thing for sure. Rian Johnson had some really cool shots, but again, was ILM feeding them those shots? I don't know. Really like the creator. I'm glad you did, man. I think the beauty of the creator is the beauty of the creator. Sounds like we're having a sermon. The beauty of the creator for me is the cinematographer. What's his name? Ryan Fisher? Something like that. Rian Johnson's a good writer too. I liked Knives Out. I never saw Glass Onion. Did you see it? Knives Out was good. I liked it a lot too. Biggest disappointment? I think the creator was 65. Oh, you watched 65? Me too. I watched it in trailers with my friend. Oh, that was hogwash, dude. Last Onion was funny. There's one more coming. Yes, there is. Yeah, my friend and I watched 65 in trailers, and after I got out, I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? It was sad. It kind of felt like Lost in Space, huh? I don't know. Except it wasn't, were they from Earth? They weren't from Earth, right? I don't remember. Tells you what I remember about the movie. But yeah, you're right, Brett. I'll work on the next week of being less pessimistic, I'll work on it. So many cool ideas, like I want more stories from that world. From the like alien sci-fi world, or them on the planet and it about to be blown up. Cause that kind of gave him a ticking clock that, it was like impending doom, almost like Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask with the moon coming towards the planet. 65 was a good one-off film. Oh, just a one-off film. Yeah, it was. The proto-humans. So that's what they were, right? That's how humans came to Earth. And then that's how we lost all our technology. What's next week? I think the most less. Ooh, Bloodhunt Red Band 4. I think the least amount of pessimism I get from my materials is definitely comic books. Dude, next week is a big pull list. Oh my god. Are you guys reading Helverine? That looks weird. Prometheus did it first, that's true. That's what I was thinking. It was either proto-humans or it was a different planet altogether. I'm not sure. By the way, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures is awesome. I love that comic. I kind of want to get it, but I'm too far back. Some I feel bad for Doctor Who, man. I feel bad for Doctor Who. Visited Earth before it could explore that in a historical setting. Yeah, for sure. Prometheus did it first, yes. For sure. Like the pyramids being a portal to space. That's freaking cool, yeah. What was the last thing I heard about the pyramids? It was that they are actually engines? This was some dude. I don't know if it was on Rogan or something. I heard about it. 7 Years in Darkness. That's cool. But they're like, yeah, they're engines. I'm like, what? Like they're planet engines or something like that. Second printing of that. I don't read capes. Helverine seems like a fun gimmick though. Yeah, it looked cool. I'm not sure if I can throw myself onto it though. Negative Space Virgin variant of the Ultimates issue 1, second printing. That's crazy. I heard that they were power plants. Yes, that's what it was, right? That's crazy. East of West? What? Did you guys ever read East of West? I love that this song started off, what was that movie, that horror movie? When I heard this come on for that horror movie, oh, I was so stoked. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, I think I go. Dude, next week's poll list is wild. Wow. Yeah, it's wild. Thank God for 20%, you guys. I heard they were, but yeah. Okay, you guys ready? Dude, thank you for talking to me for a whole hour about Star Wars and how I'm, yes. East of West sounds familiar. I can bring it up for you. It's the one about death. He is one of the horsemen of the apocalypse, and he is basically out for his love. His love has been taken from him, of course. This one. East of West. He rides his horse. It's kind of like a weird futuristic take world where the four horsemen are like reborn. Yeah, it's so sick. Like the world, this is his wife. She's being held hostage. The United States is like split up into different parts, and the I hope there's no like bad stuff on here. I always afraid of that. But yeah, you follow this character, which is Death. He's a horseman of death. I think this one might be inappropriate. That's his like, yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. There's like a Texas Ranger, because Texas is its own country, of course it is. And he shoots him. He gets shot at. He shoots at Death from, you can't even see him. You can't even see him. That's how far away he is. He's got like special tech. And then Death pulls out his revolver and shoots back at him. And he can see him. It's so freaking cool. Here's the country. The PRA, the nation, which is like Native Americans. The Republic, which is Texas. The Kingdom, which is like Creole. The Confederacy, and then the Union, and then Armistice. Armistice is kind of where the apocalyptic group is. They kind of converge, and they have their meetings and stuff there. That's kind of where the apocalypse is going to happen. It's going to start. But the thing is, these are the three other horsemen. They got reborn as children, as actually babies, basically. And now they have to grow up, but they're still really capable. And they're actually coming to basically mess up Death, because he broke the promise to be the fourth horseman. So, you can't really see him. Some pretty cool stuff in here, man. Some really crazy stuff in here. But yeah, if you can get a digital copies of that, I think if you have, what do you call it? If you have Comixology, either Comixology Plus, I think it comes with Prime. So if you have Prime, you can do Comixology Plus and download some free comics on your iPad and stuff. But let me get the poll list. Let me get the polls into my backpack. I did some reading too. I mean, unfortunately, Darksiders. Yeah, I like Darksiders. That was War, right? And then you played as Death in Darksiders 2. In the first one, you play as War, right? I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but, you know, stuff happens. But we definitely are getting closer to getting caught up, and luckily this week wasn't a lot. War, yes. Alright, what's the pick of the week, Matt? What's the pick of the week? It's kind of a small week this week, guys. Yeah, that's an easy one. Okay. Oh man, where you need to talk about this book. Okay. The game? Yeah, the game. You never beat Darksiders 2, never played 3 or 4. 4 came out? When did 4 come out? I knew there was a 3. 3 you played somebody, right? Darksiders 4? Darksiders Genesis? What's this? 5 months ago? No way. Darksiders 3? Yeah, Darksiders 3 was the lady, right? I remember everyone being pissed at that. I never played it. I never really beat 1 or 2. Who were you? Fury. You're Fury in that. One was Diablo-like, and the one was Souls-like. Oh, interesting. Interesting there. Huh. I didn't know they went Souls-like. Is that the third one? Was that the third one that they went Souls-like? I want to see when this is over. I played 4, thought it was okay. You played 4? What? Are you guys thinking of something else? Darksiders? Is there a 4? I'm seeing mock-ups. What? Darksiders Genesis? Is this real? War and Strife have been given a new assignment. Lucifer has been plotting. Is this real? Is that what you mean 4? Oh, Fury's game was Souls-like, yeah. Oh, so this was a Diablo game, Darksiders Genesis. Okay, that makes sense. That's cool. War and Strife have been given new assignments. That's cool. That's cool. Did not even know that came out, man. When did that come out? Genesis was the 4th game. Holy crap. Where was I? Darksiders Genesis. There was a cinematic trailer like Diablo, which is pretty funny. Ooh, it's $30 on Steam. 2019. Wow. Oh, THQ Nordic? Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks just like Diablo. I see it. That's cool. Yeah, it looks good. It's got very positive reviews. That's nice. Dude, we're on that Elden Ring kick now. I was very tempted to just like hang out with you guys and play that tonight after the poll list. Embracer Group, goddamn. Yeah, Embracer Group. They're what do you call it? Scheme, huh? Not a scheme. What are they called? Money. What's it called? I forgot what it's called. They just like buy companies, milk them for whatever they're worth, and then close them. Yeah, Embracer Group's real sad. All right. Everyone is buying out each other. Yeah, they are. It's a desperate time for money. Wonder how long this run is. So, okay, guys. The first book on my list for this week. We're finally talking comics. Talking comics. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna have this in my poll list, because I don't know, I got kind of tired after the last one. I couldn't finish the last one. Private equity firm. Yes. That's it. Private equity. They are buying out everything, dude. Then again, they waste money, make it make sense. Yes, they throw money around like crazy. By the way, do you guys think that Acolyte is a money laundering scheme? Let me know. But yeah, the first book that we have, I've gone back and forth in this book, and on issue 5, I just couldn't get through it for some very reason. But I did get issue number 6 of John Constantine Hellblazer Dead in America. I want this story to progress. They've made it. I don't know where he's headed. I don't know if he's going to like somewhere else, or I don't know where he's going. He's going back over to the west. But man, this last issue, it's just too preachy for me. It's too preachy. There's been a couple of issues where we just talk about Swamp Thing, and we talk about, there's this small town that they run into. It almost feels like an episodic TV show. They should put Sandman in the DCU. Should they put Sandman in the DCU? He kind of is in here. This is technically Sandman universe, but I do believe this is part of the DCU. Or you mean the movies? Is that the movies? Or the comics universe? Because technically, isn't he Justice League Dark? In the James Gunn one. That would be... How would you guys feel about that? It's too much too soon to say. I'm cool with it. I don't know about the Watchmen, though. I don't like the Watchmen coming into the DCU. I think the Watchmen should stay in their own parallel universe kind of thing. There was a show I never saw. The Constantine show. And then he shows up in Arrow. John Constantine, after the show was canceled. The show was on NBC, dude. It was real crazy because they had the CW verse, they had the Arrowverse. Oh, Swamp Thing. Yeah, that too. That was on DC Universe. And then it was canceled. I thought you were talking about the Constantine show. But think about this, dude. They had the Swamp Thing on DC Universe. They had Constantine on freaking NBC. They had Supergirl on CBS. And then they had the Arrowverse on CW. What? They brought Supergirl over to the Arrowverse and to CW, but they canceled They canceled Constantine, then he came over to the Arrowverse too. It's so crazy. I'd like to see an adaptation of Doomsday Clock in animation. What's the Watchmen animation they're doing this time? Is it just the book? It is just an animated adaptation, huh? Yeah, hard pass. I sent my friend an Alex Ross painting and I said, look how much his pricing is for San Diego Comic-Con. He's like, nah, I'm good. Crazy expensive. I think they're retelling the graphic novel. Yes, they are. I'm tired of it, man. 2-part movie event. It could be cool. It looks like it's in... I don't know. It looks like it's in a mixed, like, cel-shaded kind of thing. How do you guys feel about them telling the story again? Maybe they'll do Doomsday Clock after this. It's possible. But yeah, Doomsday Clock brings them into the DCU. The show didn't quite resonate with me. I kind of dug some parts of it on HBO, yeah. That was the place to put it, though. HBO was the place to put it. I get that feeling, too. Hate the Psychic Squid. You do? You like the show a lot? Do you like the, the Dr. Manhattan explosion from the Zack Snyder story better? Do you think that made more sense than a Psychic Squid? And the first Lindelof show I liked. Yes. Oh, it is the first Lindelof show you liked. Yeah, I never finished Leftovers season 1. I was in that show, dude, and then I just fell off. I'd like Jeremy Irons too. I like Jeremy Irons in general. Him as Ozymandias was kind of cool. Yeah, his is as Ozymandias. Made sense. Did that make more sense than a Psychic Squid? I mean, it's, what's his name? Alan Moore, right? So he's kind of out there. I mean, the TV show kind of made it cool. Like with squids and like fish falling. Yeah. It made more sense. I think a Psychic Squid would have been too wild for movie audiences. But it's cool that it took place, the TV show took place after the comic. I just think it kind of tarnishes the comic. In the context of the movie, it did make sense. Yes, it did. I think it made way more sense. It made way more sense. 100%. The power of many. But yeah, we'll see how this issue is. I will finish issue 5, I promise. I'll get past my frustration with it. I just feel like it's too preachy. We had an issue just like that. It was issue 3, where it was just preaching the fudge out of you, man. Like, just move along with the story. You can save a little bit of stuff, but like, it's just, it gets tiring to a point. Don't remind me again about World of Warships. Alright, next issue. We're going to give this issue this title another issue. See how it's going. This is When the Blood Has Dried. It's already been a couple of weeks since we had When the Blood Has Dried. That's modern DC for you? Yeah, that is. There's a couple of DC stories that are doing okay. So, I mean, the only couple I have is Green Lantern and Batman, of course. But yeah, this one got a little bit more interesting than the last one. So the girls' old group has come back to haunt her, and it's kind of like, I quit the gang, but now the gang's back kind of thing. I do wish there was more of them not knowing that she was in the town. She kind of just shows up. She was hidden with the hood, but they kind of uncover that real quick. Like the cover, dude, the covers on these are beautiful. The first issue, good lord, the first issue on the cover was beautiful. Again, it's kind of like the Dune problem I have with these things. Sometimes I want the cover artists to do the art on the inside. No shade to the artist doing the work on the inside. It's just not... I wish it was more fantastical versus webcomic-y, you know? Again, no shade. I just wish it had like that elegant, artistic style of like an Ashley Wood almost. You can quit the gang, but the gang doesn't quit you. Yes, it does, kinda. I'm gonna sneeze, I'm sorry. Where's the button? Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing. Except the gang tried to kill her, but she survived. But the problem is she is a much larger force in this town. So they're not just going to go and kill her, but she says that they're called the Adventurers Guild. And she's like, dude, they're not what they seem. They may promise protection and all this other stuff, just like any other gang or mob. But they're going to basically mess you guys up. So that is When the Blood Is Dried, issue number 3. Like I said, we don't have much of a poll list. We have some reviews tonight, too. Everything I read. Like an ocean. Alright, next one. We just read issue 148 of Batman. So we got issue 149. That tells you how freaking far behind I am on my reading. Like everybody who gets comics. We can talk about it in the review stage. I'll pull it out. But this is Zdarsky, Bandini, Lieber, and Filardi. Did you guys see online the more accusations of AI and copying from certain artists in the comic book sphere? I hope this one takes place after 149 and doesn't go back or something. It looks like it goes back. Interesting. Because we just finished a really, really huge arc for Batman with 148. That's news to me. I'll see if I can pull him up. I'm not too familiar with him. But yeah, Batman issue 149. We'll see what the issue is about after the big arc with Zur. That was the big arc with Batman. I did see the AI accusations. Do you think it's like AI and he's copying people's poses and he's tracing over them? It looked pretty substantial. I'll see if I can pull up the name. That's cool that it's like a grizzled versus a younger one. So maybe it's like him reflecting on a younger Batman stage again. Maybe it's just a one-off. But that's Batman issue 149. Let me see. It's Adi Granav. Let me see. Oh, has accused DC Comics cover artist Francesco Mantina. There it is. Let me see if I can find the thread. 3 days ago. Using AI art. Thread of tweets, cover art comparisons over Facebook. God damn, who has Facebook? Oh, apparently I do. Ticker tape parade. It's Neb's Good Takes. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully there's... What the hell? People make some weird content online, I'll just say that. This is 3 days ago. What date is it? There's some people that are online, man. Okay. So there's like this is the original art, and then he did this. You know what I mean? It's a venomized variant cover for Jean Grey. He traced McDonald's premium slideshow collectibles art print. Like, it's pretty apparent. It's getting easier to plagiarize? Yeah, it is. The evidence is pretty damning, I agree. So, like, here's the pose. She's covered. And then here's the pose. This one's a little bit more, not so much, but he rips off Sideshow collectibles a lot. So here's the Sideshow collectible. Here's his art. Here is a former art director of Sideshow Collectibles made a post accusing Francesco Mattina of tracing his Punisher art for a variant cover of The Batman Who Laughs Volume 2. While seemingly a generic pose, the hand and gun placements line up perfectly. Like, there's no doubt you can do some cool stuff in here. Like, that's pretty cool, but yeah. Let's see. Riot Games. DC Comics rewarded Francesco Matina's theft by letting him design the box art for Batman Death in the Family. Reddit user noticed the entire left side was traced from a piece of artist Zine Chin. The guy's a hack. More than coincidence? I think so too. It's pretty insane. Look at that. Look at that right there. That's pretty freaking apparent. That's pretty freaking apparent. That's crazy, huh? That's sad. It makes me really sad, like, cause you know, let's say for example, this person's at a Comic-Con. If I see some of this cool art, I'll be like, man. This time from Ben Oliver. If I see him, like, I'll be like, oh man, that's some cool stuff. And then, like, how do you reward that? So it's really sad, dude. It's so sad. There's a paying homage and then there's plagiarizing. Yes. Yeah. Like the Venomized one, I don't even know how I feel about that, because at the same time, this dude's being paid. And I think that's the difference. So let's say, for example, you're right. Well, someone's being paid for the art they do at Comic-Con too. Yeah, I don't know. When there's a transaction for art, that's when I really have a problem. Huh. That was a crazy one to see. I'm just like, it's kind of obvious. And they were very thorough with their evidence, you know. It's kind of sad. The next one on the pull list for this week. Oh god, the pull list. We're still on it. This is Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 6. Now, we're going to get into the Ultimate Universe a little bit more with the Ultimates number 1 review, which I just read before hopping onto the stream. And I love this series so much. The last issue was pretty cool too. We'll talk about that in the review. But you're not going to be mad about getting Ultimate Spider-Man in your poll list every week. So far, it's been 5 out of 5 of issues. So like issue 1 through 5 have been really well done. And, you know, just so awesome to see. I think the new different take on this world, the Ultimates universe, with the Maker and everything, I think it's just been really cool. And they even fleshed out the universe a little bit more with the Ultimates issue 1, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But really cool. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 6. Good book. Good book because we have good characters in here. Harry Osborn is a really cool character in here. Some good Spider-Man comics? Yes. It's different. It's different for sure. I don't know if you just pick up this book, would you need the other Ultimate line? That's a good question. I think if you picked up the Ultimates and Ultimate Universe, if you want to get into the Ultimate world per se, that gives you a little bit more context into what's happening in Ultimate Spider-Man. And I think there's only Ultimate Universe 1 and Ultimates number 1. So if you read those two, it gives you a little bit additional context into what's happening with Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Black Panther so far is kind of like a cool side story, but I do dig what they're doing there with Ra and Khonshu basically taking over Africa. I think that's awesome. And then of course we have Storm and Killmonger now teaming up with T'Challa. Peter Parker's still Marvel's punching bag. A little bit. He's actually a really good dude in here, man. He's a family man. He just, there's something about him that he just feels like something is off. He's a great father. He is a great husband. So he's not really a punching bag, more so he is, he's kind of conflicted. It doesn't even say this came out. May 12th. Final order cutoff. This must have came out a week early. Weird. But he's a good man. He is yeah. Like it's too good to be true. It may be too good to be true. He isn't getting demolished in this one now. So far he's done a great job, and he's like I said, a great father, a great husband. Mary Jane's a great wife and a great woman. It's a good universe so far. You do get a little bit of a contrast with Harry Osborn, and do you care about spoilers? I think I've already spoiled it for you guys. Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy in this universe. So that's kind of cool because Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy are kind of a completely different couple than Peter and MJ. And you see though the dinner that they have together and the conflict, not conflict per se, but difference of opinions that Peter has. You know, he wants to keep his identity secret versus Harry's like, hey man, I'm 100% open with my wife, like who I am. I am this person. She knows my secret identity. Why are you hiding it? Kind of thing. And then Peter's like, I'm hiding it to protect her. But the thing is, Peter's daughter already knows. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool that Harry Osborn kind of called him out on that. And I like the contrasting of couples that we have here, you know? I like it a lot. Okay, and the final pick for this week, and the pick of the week is kind of an obvious one, but I did read this book and I had a great time, and I love the artist on here. Even though we differ on opinions online, dude, who cares? You're a great artist. This is Spectrograph, book number 2 by James Tynion IV, Christian Ward, and Aditya B.D. Carr. So the story so far on this one is we have almost like an absent mother who is more worried about getting this realty deal versus taking care of her kid. What happens though? She leaves her kid unattended and crying in a high chair, which is crazy to even think about. She's on the phone with her friend who can't leave work to go look at the kids, so she's like, okay, I'm just gonna do this really quick house deal and then I'll be back to my baby, because this deal for this house is going to set us up for good, like for really good, really good, whatever. What happens though? The people that she's touring the house for, this house is really secretive. It's almost like a cult house. It's really, it's like the house was made to contact the dead. So this whole house is like a mechanism, and this cult basically tries to sacrifice her and another person to get access to it. But now she's stuck in the house and she's been in there for a long time. So she hasn't really been sacrificed. It's more so they like knock her out and think that she's going to pass on to the other world or something. And that doesn't happen. So now it's her and the woman that she was having tour the place, who was a part of this cult, who's like a semi-likable character too. They're both okay. Like, she's a terrible mother, but she, you know, she's alone in this and she wanted to do the best for her kid. And the other lady is kind of suckered into it too, but she is a firm believer in it. So the contrast between those two is actually really cool. And the art, let's look at the inside of the art on here, dude. Christian Ward. Freaking, I need to make sure that there's no, because this is a distillery book, you know, it's produced by distillery, so it's quite possible that there is some graphic stuff in here. Let me make sure. Looks like they're being chased by a being that is like coming. It's different ghost story than you're used to, that's for sure. But the thing that Christian Ward really does is he plays with color a lot. He really likes the pinks, the reds, contrasting with like purples and dark blues. It looks really cool. So that's like the specter coming after them, and he's like being pieced together with the skeleton and the fibers of his brain and stuff. So freaking killing it. Christian Ward. It looks like some craziness happens here. And the let me make sure again that there's no nudity. I love the really cool part about comics is the breaking with the common aesthetics. Look at this setup on the pages. He's using geometric shapes as frames in such a really cool way, and then he's breaking the frames with certain pieces on this side, on the left side. It's such a cool setup, man. It's such a cool setup. And this is kind of just like a nice breath of fresh air for comics, for the print medium, I'm kind of tired of like a 9 frame or a splash page, this kind of thing. It may be easy, it may be really fast. This one really does feel like a passion project. So really cool use of layouts here. I'm not sure if that's Christian Ward or if that's, you know, somebody else on the team. Either way, they're killing it on this one. I'm having a really great time with Spectrograph. So this is Spectrograph book number 2, and that is the pick of the week. Pick of the week. I love a 9-box. Do you? So there can be some really cool 9-boxes. For instance, I saw one that when you're looking at it through like a camera lens, it's dead on the faces, and it like, so imagine it's just dead on like you and I right now, and then it flips to the other person and it's a conversation, so it keeps flipping and flipping and flipping. I thought that was a really cool use of a 9-box because it then, you know, forces you to go that kind of thing, and you really get the tension from the conversation. I like that. All right, you guys want knick-knack? Knick-knack, paddywhack. Love the grid. I think standard panels are really useful, actually. When I draft comics, I rely on them. I only break away when it's important to the story, knick-knack. That's true. Like, this is kind of, if you overuse the breaking of the frames, it tires the brain out because it doesn't know where to go. Versus maybe this is kind of like a geometric splash page. You know what I mean? Instead of a splash page, you're getting kind of an all-in-one splash, but at the same time there's a sequence to it, and there's like an interest with it. But if you do it too much, it's going to tire the reader out. Okay, I have kind of a weird knick-knack. I just got it from my mom's place. It's an old game that I used to play. It's not really old per se. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, so this is a board game that kind of saved us during COVID. I'm running out of knickknacks, guys. I'm running out of knickknacks. Oh no, Gundam's falling over. Okay, I saved him. So this is one of my favorite, it's not even a board game per se, but it's like a really great game to play with a bunch of people. And it's called Secret Hitler. So what happens with this game is you all you're like pretending that you're in Germany. And what happens is you get this board, and then you get secret identities. So you are either, it's a very good quality game. All the stuff is very good quality. So what happens is you get a party card, and you're a political party. So you're either a liberal, or you're a fascist. I don't even have, I'd have to organize this all. Liberal. Liberal. Ja. Hitler. Liberal. Liberal. There we go. Or you're a fascist. So this is your party affiliation. Now, when you are a party member, you kind of want everyone to think that you're a, what? Gotta go to a yard sale or something? What do you mean, for this? Oh, to get some knickknacks? I agree. Dude, I do need to do another, vintage comic book run, huh? It's been a long time since I did one of those. But that would be really cool. Get some, like, old NES games or something. But this is the board. So this one, you have, for more knickknacks, yeah. So depending on how many players are playing, you will have a board like this, and a board like this. So the liberals want to get liberal policies, and then the fascists want to get fascist policies in. Or they want to get to a certain point, and then they actually have identification cards. So your secret role is a fascist, and then one person is actually Hitler. So you're handed these cards in secret at the very beginning of the game, and then throughout the game, at the very beginning, you have to open your eyes if you're a fascist, and then you get to acknowledge each other, do not say anything, and then you close your eyes again, so that way everyone's closing their eyes, and then everyone opens their eyes. So now the fascists know who the fascists are, the liberals have no idea. So this is a game of lies, deceit, deception, and you're trying to get Hitler into power in Weimar, Germany. I think it's Weimar. I think that's the name of it. So you put your little cards inside of here, and then basically what happens is throughout the game, one person is the president, and then everyone votes on a chancellor, and then these two cats pass these policies. So you randomly from a pile select 3 of these policies. These little policies, and there's fascist and liberal. It's kind of confusing. But then the one person looks at it. Let's say I have these 3, and if I'm a liberal, I'm gonna put a fascist one away, and then I'm gonna hand them to the other person. They're gonna put one down, and then they're gonna play either a fascist or a liberal one. So it's really, like I said, about deceit, about lies. It's an overall just a really fun game, and if you have like a bunch of friends that you get together with and play some games, this one's a really fun one. It's kind of based off of Werewolf, where there's like a village and then one person is the werewolf every night and he kills the villagers until he's found out, he or she. But man, I have a lot of fun with this one. So if you are in the market for a board game or for a party game, I would definitely suggest it. So this is Secret Hitler. I did detect hints of werewolf. Yes, exactly. It definitely is werewolf. So like each one you vote ja or 9 if you want to vote the person in. Or Among Us. Yes, Among Us, exactly. There was a cool game called, yes, Deceit. Yes, I played Deceit. That was around when like COVID was around. But I think this game is like maybe 30, 40 bucks. But again, the quality that you have here, it's real wood, it's really good cards, it's really good quality, like shiny, cool boards. So the only thing that I unfortunately did was leave this in the sun too long, so it's a little bit sun bleach. Love the vibe of that game. Yes, it was super toxic. I tried playing it with my friends and it just went to crap. But yeah, let me see how much this game is, but it's a good deal. I think I got it off Amazon. Of course. Secret Hitler. 40 bucks. So it's $40 even. But again, if you get together with some friends, hopefully my friends were kind of looking to do another game night. So guys, if you're out there, let's fire up the Secret Hitler once again. Also Coup. Coup I heard was a great game. I kind of do miss doing board games and watching board game shows. I used to watch a bunch with Funhouse and, you know, cow chop and stuff. Didn't play much board games. I actually really do love board games. Munchkin is another great board game where it's kind of like a dungeon crawler, but on a tabletop. So I like my future goals is to have a house and to have like a whole nerdy room and to have a tabletop like board game set. Like there's some really cool tabletop board game stuff that you can get. Let me see. Gaming, tabletop gaming. Table. Like there's some really cool tabletop gaming tables, dude. A house in this economy? Hopefully, one day. You know, like, here's another good one. Settlers of Catan. Settlers of Catan is cool too. But man, like having a table like this where you can put your cards and stuff, this is kind of like you're playing Settlers of Catan. You could probably play D&D on here too. Yeah, there's some D&D for you. What a great table. So like one day I really do want to have, I think these are for your dice. It's either for a drink. Good luck, bud. Yeah, one day. That's cool. These are really cool. Wow, this is cool too. Oak barrel. Look at this. This is awesome. For cards. I like playing cards too. I like in-person gaming. It's just been a long time. That's cool. They have a power outlet for like an iPad or something. That's really smart. I love this. You just put it aside, you'll never know that it's a gaming table. That's really cool. Came ahead of time. See, that's not bad. $2,500. But yeah, so that is my knick-knack. It is called Secret Hitler. I forgot. No. Damn it. I forgot I got an email from YouTube saying that because we played the song, that they own the video. Oops. Yeah, copywritten. It says not affected. I don't remember when it was. It was one of these videos. But they claimed it. It was pretty crazy. Sounds like a good time? Oh, dude, for sure. I love tabletop gaming. You just gotta have like a good group of friends, and I guess we just haven't had that many friends in person for a while. It's been a while. Alright. Review time, amigos. We have quite a lot of reviews. White Boat. White Boat is Scott Snyder and Francesco Francavilla. This one is it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of a old god horror where a brother and his brother get in a boat accident, and there's this story of the white boat. It's kind of like theorized throughout time that this white boat exists, and so he loses his brother on a boat trip when they're kids, and he kind of grows up with regret and guilt because it's kind of his fault that his brother drowned and he survived with his dad, and he's been living with all this guilt for a long time, but he still lives in Miami. He can't take himself out of the Florida. And then he's just like a drunk nobody. He's just always self-pitying, that kind of thing. And he's writing these journalistic editorial pieces on boating. So like reviews on different boats and stuff like that, or cruises. And then he gets an invitation to the white boat. He jumps on it, and then it takes him on a wild freaking old god freaking Lovecraftian sort of horror trip, and he ends up on this island. It's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild trip of a story, but you can kind of see like the old god Cthulhu influence on there, you know. But I'm digging it so far. It's almost like a weird boat ghost story. So I love Scott Snyder. He's one of my favorites, and I'm happy to see a distillery book by him. Distillery is like one of my favorite publications. So happy about that one. Dawn Runner. This was issue number 3. We got a little bit more backstory about the Dawn Runner and the program and how it works, and what's going on with the corporation that's trying to sell it. Now, the corporation, though, weirdly, there's this like alien race that they've been like fighting for, I think, 200 years or something like that. It's now become kind of a show. So these huge mechs fight these aliens in a closed arena for entertainment and views, and kind of like Hunger Games, but not a battle royale per se, but it's like people are graded and there's like the number 1 contender, that kind of thing, and they score points by killing bigger aliens. But there's a new program, there's a new mech called the Dawn Runner that actually they figured out how to make these mechs even more powerful, and that's by integrating an actual like human brain into the mech, kind of like Eva and other stuff. So it's this gentleman who is built into the mech, and our Eva pilot, our Dawn Runner pilot, is interfacing with him and having a bunch of conversations with him, and not kind of growing on him or growing to him, but they are getting closer, and he kind of is trying to understand how she's talking to him because he doesn't see her. He only sees her in reflections and like in passing, almost like a ghost. But then it turns out the corporation is paying a scientist to translate what the aliens have been saying, and they actually find out. And the one guy asks the scientist what they're saying, and he says they're begging for help. So that sets up the cards for, are the aliens really there invading, or are they being controlled by something else? And is all of this just a ploy for entertainment? Kind of a weird prospect, but digging that one. Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 5. This was a very cool story, little backstory on Harry Osborn and how he became this world's Green Goblin, and how he's not a villain per se. So the Green Goblin suit that he's using, it is actually Tony Stark's, or his dad, Howard Stark's, because Tony Stark kind of disappeared and he inherited Stain Stark technology into Oscorp, and his dad is gone because he got blown up in the huge explosion of Tony Stark. So Harry and his team is able to crack the case on Tony, and he finds all the Iron Man stuff. So he ends up adapting the Iron Man suit into a different type of suit, and he has this hover board because he says that it's not an arc reactor. I think it is an arc reactor, but he says something in the chest of the Iron Man suits he does not feel comfortable, his scientist friend doesn't feel comfortable replicating. So you should just use this for now, kind of thing. And that's how the Green Goblin is born in this universe. So not much Spider-Man action, but you do see a lot of backstory into Harry and how he became the Green Goblin of this universe, and it was a really awesome ride. I forgot I'm supposed to be taping. How am I supposed to know to put this stuff away if it's not taped? We have a process. We have a process. We must follow the process. Yes. Bada boom. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 5. I don't know how I feel about taping the white boat because it's going on the shelf. It's not going in the boxes, but it's okay. We'll protect it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I punched the mic. I'm so sorry for your ears. I'm so sorry. I'm a klutz. What can I say? I'm a klutz. What can I say? I'm a klutz. What can I say? We talked about this one. I'm good. I'm good. I'll read it. I swear. Dude, Power Rangers: The Return issue number 4. This was awesome. The reason it's called The Return is not because of them all returning, it's because Tommy comes back. Tommy's able to come back. He was in the Morphin Force, and then he's able to come back through the power of love. No. He's able to come back, and yeah, it's really cool to see him in this universe, and I'm able to see... You're able to see Kimberly and his kid, and he's able to meet her for the first time. And it does leave us on a very good cliffhanger, because a White Ranger comes out, and she says, like, who the hell are you and where's Zordon? So, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was really touching, man, to have Tommy come back. Because, you know, what's his name? Unfortunately, you know, passed away. So, it's very touching. So, if you're a Power Rangers fan, dude, this is the perfect book for you. God damn, why'd that get me emotional? Fuck. But yeah, I'm having a great time with that one. Good job, Amy Jo Johnson. The next one, Avengers Twilight, book number 6. This is the final issue, and it ended on a really, really good note. Really cool note. We have another example of, you know, like self-sacrificing, being heroes, that kind of thing, the American values. Red Skull kind of says a bunch of pessimistic stuff that is kind of true, like America just are a bunch of like lazy people, and like, yes, we are lazy in some regards, but you don't mess with us. And that's kind of what Captain America says. It's more so that it's not that we're lazy, it's just like that we get caught up in certain things. And he's kind of talking about like media, you know, just media being fed into the computers, into our phones, that kind of thing. And the Red Skull is able to take easy control over that. And that he even runs the White House, he runs a bunch of this stuff, but he's caught red-handed because of that media. It's kind of a not cheeky. It's kind of played out. Like, well, yeah, well, you just said that in front of a live camera audience, and then everyone knows. But that's kind of what happens, and then they feed that into everyone's phones and computers and stuff. And then they're able to take him down. The Hulk was kind of a sad little thing in here. The Hulk was pretty crazy in there. He was like a military subject, Bruce Banner was, and he's been used by the Red Skull and the military to do terrible things. But there's actually a really cool note, because Tony Stark does sacrifice himself to beat the Red Skull and to stop like a nuke. No, actually, I think it's like Janet Van Dyne comes back, and she kind of stops the nuke, but he sacrifices himself. And Thor is able to pull some strings, and him and Bruce Banner end up in Valhalla. So it's pretty funny. Bruce at one point was saying that all the heroes of Valhalla are making fun of me because I asked for a non-alcoholic drink. So that was cute. That was cute, and that was a great story, man. This one, Batman vs. Batman. This is issue 148. This is the penultimate or the final issue of the Zur storyline. Zur has taken over Gotham. He is laying waste to a bunch of people, and his final plan is to basically not brainwash the villains, but kind of like turn them into husks, so that way they don't hurt anybody ever again. And so Batman really does have to, Bruce Wayne really does have to kind of confront himself and finally, you know, confront himself with, because he put his subconscious different partition of himself into this computer, so that way the computer could stop him one day. But he's able to overcome it, and it's a pretty cool thing that he's able to kind of outsmart the Batbot. And there's some really cool imagery. I'm not sure how I feel about the suit. That was a good ending. Yeah, man, that was a fun ending. So there's some really cool shots. I'm not sure how I feel about the suit. And that's why I know 149 is a prequel. It's not moving away from this. But, you know, this is a pretty huge arc. Like, the Bat family gets, you know, taken to the ends and are like clones and stuff, and it's pretty crazy. I will say Red Hood's suit is pretty badass. He's got like a ninja mask. It's really cool. Surprise, Batbot. But this is Chip Zdarsky as well, and he's writing some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. I don't know. This is a pretty huge storyline, and I'm not sure how I feel about the new suit. It's like gray and blue, kind of. Kind of like the. I mean, I do like gray and blue that Batman, but you know, this one. It's a cool ending. It's a cool ending. I don't know. Maybe I need to reread it again, but it was kind of like, you know. It was a lot of build-up, though. We've been on this storyline for months. Finally, it's over. I wish it came with like a digital copy. And then finally, the Ultimates. We finally caught up with Tony Stark, Iron Lad, and all these characters. So we have a Thor, we have Cap now, who has been thawed, we have Lady Sif, and then Doom. And I didn't know that Doom in this universe is actually like a messed up version of Reed Richards. So pretty cool to see. He doesn't like being called Reed. Tony even tries to. He says, I tried multiple times to call him Reed, but he only answers to Doom. I'm not sure he has magical powers. The only time we've seen Doom do anything in here is with his pistols. He has pistols. But you can tell that Reed Richards has gone through some S in this universe. And this kind of tells the backstory on how the orbs and how the powers went to specific heroes in this world, in this universe. And it's because they were able to time travel 6 months in the past from where they are and basically set up everybody. And they do know about the 616 universe. So they are basing everything that they know off of that. Now, they do confront or talk to Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, who are, funny enough, bug exterminators. And they see that they are actually good people. And 6 months prior to this event, Hank receives an orb and a message from Iron Lad, from Tony, basically saying, this is not the life that you should be having. You should be having this life. You know, this was stolen from you by the Maker. But Hank refuses to use the orb and to get his Ant-Man powers, his Pym particle powers, because he hears about terrible things that he does in the universe of the 616. Now, if you know anything about what Hank Pym does to Janet Van Dyne, holy cannolis, it's true. He does do terrible things to her. He has abused her. He has done a bunch of things to her. So she asks him, why didn't you do this? And he said, like, I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And the thought of hurting you really does, like, it gets to him. So Captain America has to talk to him and, like, that's not your life. That's not who you are. Just because this person did this one thing in this universe does not mean that you're going to make the same mistakes. That kind of thing. So Hank decides to take the Pym particles. He then steps on some bad guys, and the boot has the Ultimates logo, which is right here. The boots have the Ultimates logo. So they're the Ultimates V 2.0, according to Tony Stark. So pretty cool story, really touching, and yeah, you know, kind of like the future, your destiny is not pre-written. So that was all I read for this week. We are starting to catch up. Hopefully I read last week's over the weekend, and then we have another pull list next week. So we're not going to miss any. Of course, there might be plane delays and stuff like that, and I'll let you guys know online. I will try to post on like YouTubes and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for talking Acolyte with me for so long. It's a big subject, but I really do want to be critical on these cats that are, you know, yeah, perfect timing. 9 p.m., bro. Heading out. Good night. Thank you, Brett. And again, we'll work on being less pessimistic, bro. Thank you for being a shining light in the beacon. Thank you for being optimistic, bro. It helps. Really does. Good talk, real talk. For sure, man. For sure. We'll see how episode 5. This is brand new to everybody, including the media. So I can't wait to see it. I'll see if I can do another hotel review. We'll see if I can do it and not be up really super duper late. But thanks again, Brett. Thanks, Lewis, for hanging out. Everyone get your sleep. We'll see if I stream. I'm not sure when I'm going to stream. Probably Sunday. I'm going to maybe play Elden Ring throughout the weekend so that we are ready for the DLC, and we'll try to play the DLC on Sunday. So if you're free on Sunday, we're going to be live probably 6:30 or 7. I'll put it on the books right here. And we're going to play some Elden Ring. I don't even remember what it is. Shadow of the Erd Tree or something. We're going to play some Elden Ring DLC, so be ready for some anger and frustration to be let out. So everyone have a wonderful night and a wonderful week, and we will see you Sunday for the Pixel Space. Take care. Read your comics.
You